All right, guys, we're back at the Bentley. We're going to go meet Anthony. He's outside waiting for us. Let's go. My man, how are you?
Good, how are you, brother?
How are you?
Good, I brought the whole squad.
Hi, squad.
That's my girlfriend, Shayna.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You met Joe.
What's up, buddy? Nice to meet you again. What's up, buddy? Joe?
Anthony.
Why, you got the whole squad. What's up, buddy? Nice to meet you, man. So what I'm thinking, and you tell me if this is something else, we do a walkthrough of the Bentley.
Sure.
We talk about it for like a minute, and we talk about everything else.
I love that.
Yeah?
Let's rock.
Let's do it.
Did you sell one here?
I did sell one here.
Which one?
I can show you right now. So I believe it's this unit here. So it's basically the North. Correct. So he paid 8.6, beautiful unit, and he is going to be moving in with his beautiful wife in 27.
Awesome.
So
Congrats
hopefully we can
that.
sell. Yeah, hopefully we can sell another one after we do this video.
Absolutely.
But
multiple.
Multiple, exactly. But I love the building. So obviously the 4-car garage, which you can't, other than the Porsche, this is the next best thing. All right, so this is obviously where the elevators would be. You come in, you see this beautiful pool, and it's that panty dropper foyer.
Yeah.
And then you come inside, right? And then we're here. Hey, and this is our team.
Hi.
This is Loretta, and this is Bailey.
Hi, Bailey.
I'm stuck behind the couch.
Anthony.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Ridiculous appliances, this movable island.
Yeah.
This way. Yeah. We just did a video with it. Yeah.
This is sweet, dude.
This is sweet, and then you
the
obviously
button, put
the button. I love the button. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So the thing is, like these finishes. I mean, Aquilina, I love it, but you don't get this at Aquilina. Like this type of, it's a very
Not the
sexy.
tacky stuff.
No, and then you're sitting in your kitchen watching your car collection or the beach. So it's really what's more important to you.
I guess when you're that rich, you can pick and choose.
And then you have the terrace. That's huge too. So that's why I'm not sure what's.
Isn't it almost like 3,000 square feet?
Yeah, I think it's just under or 3,000, something to that effect. But yeah,
Your own little pool.
Correct, yeah. But so this is the kitchen, and then obviously there's 3 bedrooms. I think we should look at the master.
Yes.
So this is the master. Wall of windows, exit to the terrace. It's
Diamond cut pattern.
diamond cut pattern, very Dubai style. Yeah, I love coming back here. I think I've been here every time I come to Miami, because we have a place at the Royale. I just want to stop by because I first saw this in Michelle.
You actually have a place there too.
Yeah. Walk-in closet, and then the gorgeous master bath.
The Tulum style.
Yeah.
This provides a lot of value because one, you have the
Sauna.
For me,
Yeah.
I like the sauna. I don't like to leave my house, so if I can do everything at home, like fine. I have a pool. I have the sauna.
It's one-stop shopping.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
You got the TV there, and then it's like I don't know if I would use it a lot, but I definitely think it's good to have for sure. And this is like a super generous size.
And it's something that nobody else has. I've never seen an outdoor shower on the 38th floor.
No.
You could be showering, overlooking, whatever is going on outside. So
Yeah, like you're the coolest guy in town. Your 4 cars is in your garage that is connected to your foyer, and you have 2 outdoor.
1,000,000%.
Yeah. And you have a pool on your terrace.
Yeah.
You're the coolest guy around.
Hopefully, after we do our podcast, we can talk more about it, and we can help Michelle sell another one or 2 or multiple. All right, we are here at the Bentley Residences in Sunny Isles, Miami, with the Boom Room Unfiltered, Episode 9, with Loretta Stark and a very special guest, Anthony Nucci. So, Anthony, welcome. Before we even get started, I am a big fan. Like, genuinely, no bullshit. There's something about you. You have this kind of, this aura, this very, this excitement. I want to, not that I'm like, I got to see what he's doing today, but you come up on my feed all the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, how the algorithm and how social media works, now I see you 24/7, and I don't mind it.
Joe.
Yes.
Are you hitting on him, or are we doing a podcast?
In a nutshell, I'm trying not to, but it's hard,
Right.
But again, I'm a big fan, and I like what you've accomplished. And your story, from what I know of it, is very new. Like, you made your way to Florida only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, just under 4 years.
4 years ago.
Yeah, thank you for all the kind words.
No,
and I'm a fan as well.
And it's genuine. No bullshit. It's very refreshing to see somebody that obviously had an established business in Michigan, right?
I started off in Michigan. Well, I'm gonna keep going.
You tell me your story. So you tell me, how long have you been in real estate for?
So I've been licensed since I was 21 years old, so like 7 years.
Okay.
I started doing construction for my grandfather. So my grandfather bought a golf course.
Okay.
Let me go back. My great-grandfather started a plastic injection molding company.
Okay.
He was in his 50s. He was on his deathbed. He told my grandfather, like, you need to take this business over, take care of my daughter, and that's it. He died. My grandpa took it over. We had 8 employees, 1 warehouse. We were doing a few million in revenue.
Okay.
He took it to 1,000 employees in like 20 years, 1,000 employees, 8 warehouses, and they were doing like 9 figures in revenue.
Okay.
08 was coming around the corner. My grandpa's an old school Italian, like what he says goes, doesn't matter. Has a very strong political stance.
Okay.
Obama asked to speak at our warehouse when we were losing revenue, and he said no. We liquidated, sold. Nobody knows what happened. It's not like the family is starving, but he bought a golf course in the process.
Okay.
And a bunch of land around it, developed half of it, sold half of it, and during the development, I just grew up going, he put me in a tractor when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
He was showing me how to backgrade and backfill in front of a family reunion, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing, Grandpa. Like, I'm over here with a loader, 10 years old, backgrade, I'm in an excavator. I almost killed him one time. I was swinging the bucket around. And then I found out, I saw the lady driving an Escalade wearing a Rolex and a suit. She was the salesperson. And I'm like, Grandpa, I'm not sweeping basements anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I failed my exam 7 times.
Oh. You guys have so much in common.
So much in common. I'm in the same
I was
boat, yes.
the worst kid in school. My family.
Not a good test taker. Not a good test taker.
Never took, cheated on every test. I went to a private collegiate school in De La Salle in Michigan. Got kicked out of it. I was the kid that if your kids were around me, like your parents were like telling my mom, like, I don't want your kid around my kid.
Yeah,
1.8 GPA, the troublemaker, whatever. And I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I didn't know.
So you got your license 7 years ago.
Yeah,
And
about to be 7.
And how old are you now?
I'm 28.
Okay.
21 plus 7 is 28.
Okay, thank you. 21 years old, you decide, I'm gonna get my license because you saw that agent in the Escalade and the Rolex.
Yeah.
And that was like, I gotta get into the business.
Yeah, a friend of mine, his dad was starting a company at the time. He had a custom home building business, and he was trying to make a real estate company with it as well. And his son was like, hey, you get 3% of whatever you make. Right, that's how it all starts.
You're like,
so I'm like,
what?
if I sell a $1 million house, I make 30 grand, like, let me do this.
Yeah. And you're 21, you're like, this is fucking crazy, right?
So, yeah, I go to the most expensive community in Michigan.
I like the way these
and door knocked, and like after 5 houses, somebody told me to like F off, and I couldn't handle it. I didn't know what to do, and it like pissed me off, and like it hurt my ego, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm not doing this.
Right.
Like, got it all in my head, and then I started like binge watching Jeff Glover, Ryan Serhant. Do you know who Jeff Glover is?
Jeff Glover, no. Ryan Serhant, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So like any real estate guru, I was watching all their stuff, and then I just was spinning in a circle. I started cold calling. I was terrible, like awful.
Well,
and
we're gonna get to cold calling in a second because your cold calling skills right now are.
Yeah.
That's how I got the listing in Trump. Right?
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
I figure that's how you're getting some of the listings, but now, but I believe since you have your 4 years here, you have a rapport, you have a following, and slowly it's coming together with like leads that are coming from referrals.
So I would say all of my business in Florida is 95% is I went out, cold called, slam dunked a listing appointment against 20 other people at 7:45 in the morning.
Amazing.
Because I still I don't have that footing here yet. Every real estate agent recognizes me when I'm walking around. I swear to God, it's been happening weekly.
This is the power of social media, and this is what. I've tried to obviously explain to Loretta over the years, and we are very heavy into social media. We used to be very heavy into Facebook, not so much Instagram.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine, Roman, started saying, you got to do more Instagram, and then we got into YouTube, and that's how everything kind of came into play, what we're doing now. But it's amazing that you're finding out at such an earlier time in your career. Like, I wish I would have known what you know now, when I was, maybe 6-7 years into the business.
About content and stuff.
About content, about cold calling, about being so, involved in the social media aspect of things.
Yeah, so, and I mean, just to give more context for the story too, like I look up to my grandpa. My grandpa's like the moneymaker and the one that controls all the decisions in the house. But I also hated that.
Right.
So everyone else in my family works for my grandpa.
Okay.
Like, we at our golf course. And I'm like, dude, like, even if I own the golf course, that money's not going to satisfy me. And my parents are split. So my grandpa to me one day was like, I would come over to his house at 11 in the morning, like rubbing crossed out of my eyes at 20 years old. He's like, you're gonna be a loser just like your fucking dad. And what are you gonna do when you get married? Bring your girl over here and ask me to pay for the wedding? You better grow up. The next day I woke up at 5 a.m. Didn't know what I was gonna do, but I woke up at 5 a.m. and it was like, my grandfather's not gonna call me a loser. No fucking way. And then
that was the awakening.
That was the awakening.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got your license.
Got the license.
Did the door knocking. Didn't like the door knocking.
Did not like the door.
What did you
Sweating
do?
your ass off. Then I started cold calling. Then I gave up on that. And then
But you're still a realtor. You're still active.
still a realtor. Then I bought a house that I had listed as a FSBO.
So you were making money. You were just kind of getting by.
Yeah, I sold like $2 million.
Okay, but you were still doing something. That was your full-time gig.
But then I had a listing from a FSBO in Birmingham, Michigan, which is like Bell Harbor here.
So you get a listing of FSBO, you convert it in
And I go,
Birmingham.
Joe, look, I'm gonna take the 6% off. I know you're asking 300 grand, take the 6% off and I'll give you 265 cash. I got my grandpa to go in on the deal with me, I bought it. I fucking decked this place out, broke even, wasted a year of my life. And then you're gonna love this. Then I go to a Grant Cardone conference. Ty Lopez is speaking.
Okay.
He says, raise your hand if you're a real estate agent. Everybody in the room raises their hand. He's like, you're in the wrong business. It's not scalable, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, I've been infatuated with the influencer economy.
Right.
Like how people can post something and make money from Instagram that easily pissed me off.
Right.
I was like, dude, that guy has no skills, has no talent.
Right.
He just has a following. So there was this girl at my gym who was literally in the adult film industry. Her 5 million followers. And I go up to her. I went to this convention. I came back home to Michigan. I'm like, hey, I have an idea. We can generate like 50 to 100 grand a month for you. And she's like, okay, what do you want? I'm like, I want 30% with like 90% profit margins. I'm like, we're gonna teach men how to approach women and date them.
Okay.
We do 50 grand in the first month.
You serious?
So I'm 22, 23. I hate real estate. I just made easy money doing this influencer economy thing. And I'm like, all right, but I don't want to be attached to this name and this industry, right? So I'm like, who do you know? And she's like, well, I know the Kardashians. I know this person, that person. I go, I will sign an NDA. I'll sign anything. Can I have your Instagram? I want to do this idea with you, but with like PG version.
Right.
So do you know what masterclass is?
Yes.
Not my masterclass.
No,
actual masterclass with like Gordon Ramsay teaching cooking and like Bob Iger. What's the guy, the CEO of Disney, teaching like how to be a CEO? And I'm like, what if I got the best Fortnite streamer, the best YouTuber, the best boxer, and made courses for them and took percentages? So I took her phone one day and I would DM Ronaldo, Messi, anybody, Kendrick Lamar, Drake,
whoever's gonna respond.
Tom Brady, and then Julio Jones, Draymond Green, and who else? I would actually talk to them. And I'm like, hey, like I'm so-and-so's manager, like I have an idea, and then every morning I'd copy and paste this message and just change the name and send it to 50 people. I met Canelo, I met Mikey Garcia, I met Canelo. Canelo's team and I are like friends, like every time they come into town or whatever. Canelo didn't end up doing it, but me and that lady had a fallout. I thought my life was over because I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna go back to selling $200,000 houses when I just talked to the best basketball player in the fucking universe. I'm done with Michigan, I'm done with this bullshit, I'm done with everybody around me, all small-minded, and my whole family was even negative. They're like, you're not gonna make it in Florida. My grandpa's like, the Jews got it on lock, Anthony, you ain't gonna tap into that market. So you swear my grandpa said that to me.
So you're 23 years old.
23, yeah.
23, and you're basically like, what the fuck? Why Florida?
Because I grew up coming here. So my great-grandparents bought a place here in the 80s.
Okay.
Pre-construction.
Gotcha.
So my family, we've never left the country.
Gotcha.
Never left, never gone anywhere.
You go to Florida.
We go to Florida.
Okay.
So from like Lauderdale to Miami, I already geographically kind of knew the roadmap.
Gotcha, okay.
And so I just packed my bags the day after Christmas of 2020, and I'm like, I lied. I told my family I got a $100,000 salary offer for a real estate company. My grandpa was like, go ahead, take it. And then everyone else hated me. And then every month they would call me, you saw anything? You saw anything? You saw anything? Like, you know how hard it is to like go somewhere new and sell.
No matter what you do, selling is very difficult. But if you're doing it like first day, like when I came here, I'm going back and forth. How am I going to make money here? How am I going to establish myself here? So the fact that you actually picked up and left and said, listen, I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to make it happen. You have to do it that way.
Yeah.
There's no way to do it any other way. Otherwise, it's going to take you a lot longer.
Yeah, you don't know anyone. But I had sales skills and I had somewhat of an idea of what it looked like to go cultivate business. But I ran away from The hard stuff. What really changed everything for me was I went to work with Chad Carroll.
Okay.
I went up to him.
I know Chad, $1 Million Listing. Chad Carroll, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they had one episode, one season, right?
It was back like 2012 or 2014, but his team, like, they sell 500, 600, 700 million a year.
Oh yeah.
So I went over there, and everybody cold called. Like, if you walked in the office, other than to grab a water, you didn't do anything for 2 minutes, he would look at you and go, why are you not cold calling? Why are you not cold calling? He's like, you're gonna cold call 8 hours a day. And I'm like, fuck that, dude. And then the next day, I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do it. He made me role play. This is what happened. This is the awakening of Nucci. Ready?
Okay, I want to hear this. Yes.
So everyone in the room was younger than me. And they're all selling 4 to 10 million, 20 million a year. They go, all right, Nucci, role play. Andreas is his name. He goes, all right, go ahead. I'm like, ring, ring. He's like, hey. I'm like, hey, Andreas, it's Anthony. He goes, not interested. And I could not get past it. I went home, dude. I fucking took my Xbox. I used to play it every night. I threw it in the closet. I was pacing around in my living room, watching myself, recording myself, role playing. Next day, I'm like, Chad, I'm ready. Then he's like, yeah, I got to talk to my wife. Got fucked up on that. Went home, same thing. Just pacing. And I'm like, dude, I am not being humbled. Fuck no. By people that are younger than me. By the way, those kids all follow me and use my exact script. I see it pop up on TikTok. They all would make fun of me, and they try to.
Listen,
yeah.
Proof is in the pudding. You know, you made it happen. So.
Well, I'm in the seat, not them, right?
That's right. So tell me this. How do you juggle, because I'm trying to juggle it myself, a multi-state, where are you licensed? You're licensed
I'm licensed
in Michigan.
So I kind of walked away from Michigan. Like, I have a couple ride or die clients, but it's mostly here.
Okay. So just here in Florida. Florida and Michigan, that's it.
Yeah.
Not anywhere else.
No, I promote that, like, I'll help you in New York and California and stuff because we have Element.
Right.
But because I thought that'd be cooler on a business card, but it's like, no, if you're the expert in one area.
Stick to that area.
Yeah, like Dina only stays in one zip code.
Okay. Because I was thinking, like, how do you, because I'm trying to juggle Pennsylvania and Florida. And once I put too much emphasis on Florida, I lose a little bit of Pennsylvania. So you have to be very even keel, and I do Jersey as well. So you don't want to, oh, this guy's too busy in Florida. He's not,
hard.
You know, I can't do business with him.
But you're also doing a lot more volume, and you're, what are you, 4th in the country for your
We're 5th in the country.
Wow.
For Remax. So we're the 5th Remax team in the country.
But Remax, probably have it's the biggest brokerage. Next to Keller Williams, I think.
Yeah, we're number 1 in PA. So
really,
we're number 1 in PA. But
what did you guys do in volume last year? Or the year before that?
115 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many units is that?
And it's not a big market.
200.
No, our price points are a little bit different. I mean, they're not obviously not what there are here, but my median sale price would have been maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 7 to 9. Now it's maybe $1 million to $1.5 million.
But wait, and I have to brag a little because first of all, it's not a huge market, right? It's not a huge market. Would you say that? And then secondly, it's by team. Some of these teams have 30 people on them.
Yeah,
we
that is
have
true.
4.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that 30 would be cool, but I'd like this.
Yeah.
They're all killers.
Yeah.
I don't want to babysit 50 people.
Right.
I'm dealing with that with my real estate team right now because everyone's like, oh yeah, I want to come, and then I'm like,
you don't want that. We've
They take up space
had
and-
teams of 11, 12, 13, and it was the worst. Too much drama, too much bickering. This one's getting favored. Now we have a good team. I think we have 9 members of the team, including admin staff, marketing,
I don't
videographer.
count it to the first 4, so I don't know.
does he count?
Do I count?
As
5. He makes 5.
Okay.
And my dad.
Fair enough.
Your dad. Well, I mean, he's
Your dad's still
mascot.
My dad is my mentor. He's the OG.
He's a broker. He owns
the
our
office, and I have my own team within the office, but he's on my team, but technically I'm on his team.
He's like our big fluffy mascot.
What do you, to flip it to you, what has been like the biggest thing that you did or implemented that catapulted your business? When was that?
When I hired her.
And when was that?
I'm going to tell you what happened is that it's her, and it's what the next step in my business. I had no assistant. And it was 2013, 2012?
It was 2013.
I literally was underwater. I was busy. It was just me.
Yeah.
I had a couple of people that worked on the team. Nothing ever worked out. It was just me. And finally, I reached out to a very heavy hitter agent, Mike McCann, in the city, in Philly. And I called him, I said, listen, I need your assistance. You're the man, literally. What do I need to do to take my business to the next level? He said, Joe, I'd love to sit down with you, have your assistant call me. My assistant will set something up. I'm like, you're talking to her. I'm the assistant. He's like, you don't have an assistant and you do what you do now? I'm like, I have nobody. I'm by myself. He's like, Joe, hire an assistant. You need an assistant.
Yeah.
I put a Craigslist ad. Shit you not, that day. And I had
just moved back home.
She just moved back from Texas.
Texas. I was
had
in Texas for 10
15
years.
applications, and I met her. She was my very first applicant at Dunkin' Donuts in my area, and I had like all these resumes. And she said, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's my resume." He's like, "Resumes?" She's like, "Tear them all apart." He's like, "Tear them all up." He's like, "You're gonna hire me right now." It's the best thing you ever did. I'm like, okay, let's try this.
That's what you said.
And I hired her on the spot, and she became my assistant. And literally 6 months later, she's like, Joe, I need to sell. I can't. 3 months later?
Yeah.
3 months, I need to sell.
You don't know because you were always on vacation, but it was 3.
I was. So literally, I hired her. She was my assistant, and 3 months later, she became my top producer. And she had that knack. Like you can't teach it. Like you even have it or you don't have it. And she became my top producer, and the rest is history.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
what did you?
It was getting an assistant that can basically take care of my contracts. You know, because I was doing my own contracts, my own prospecting, my own farming, my own everything. Now I have an assistant. I've been through a few of them.
And he's not a good teacher or mentor. He just left. He went to Napa, then he went to Disney, then he went to Israel, and he just said, figure it out. That's exactly what you said to me.
She was able to YouTube her way to,
You know what? That's kind of how I am. Like, don't tell me it's not possible. Like, I just hired an assistant, and she's like, hey, I reached out to your broker. She didn't answer. I'm like, ping her again.
Yeah.
Call her again.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you ask any of them, like if they give me names, not so much the consulting, but the real estate team, I'm like Rain Man. Never seen the movie. I just know what it means. I will think I'm like, did you call John? Did you call Rebecca? Remember, John's contract's going to expire in 35 days.
Oh yeah. My wife calls me Rain Man. She's like, can you stop being a Rain Man? Because I'm the same way. Like
how do you do it? Because I lose my mind at least once a day.
I try to be very, like I buy a calendar book every year. I think I'm going to put my thoughts in there and make sure I'm going to keep myself scheduled, and I have this phone and the calendar, and I don't stick to anything. Everything's up here. I'm like a Rain Man, and it comes to me at 2 in the morning. I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, and I put myself a note to make sure I remind my assistant the next day. You know,
where do you put your to-do list and stuff?
I have the notes in here. I have a calendar. Remind me to call so-and-so tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. And I get the reminder, oh my God, good, and I call that person. I use this reminder feature all day on my phone.
I email myself.
That's
like if I had to write an offer for you, I'd be like, hey, or CRM you, I'd be like, Joseph, hey Siri, email me, Josephbograd, CRM, write offer, 1, 2, 3
Main
Main
concepts.
Street.
I say make sure I tell the calendar invite or the Sir to do the same thing.
Nicotine?
No, I used to smoke when I played poker. Religiously, and then I kind of stopped, and now we just play poker. That's it.
Dude,
but I don't smoke. We drink a lot. We definitely have. I come home from work every night, and I have to have a drink. Whiskey, tequila.
Shayna, see, it's not that big of a deal. All top producers do
Cigar,
it. All winners drink.
I was
going to
bring cigars today, but I wasn't sure it'd be okay to smoke cigars out here, and I figured you're a cigar smoker.
Oh, I'm a big cigar guy.
Yeah.
A little Padron.
It doesn't hurt anyone, But, so that was I was curious to know how you juggle the whole going back and forth, but now you're here full time, so you're not really going back and forth.
Yeah, and I walked away from it wasn't a lot. Look, I know nobody here. My grandpa knows every guy in Michigan, every builder. Like the connections I had in Michigan were like insane.
So what does grandpa say now?
He's actually looks at me and he's like telling my little cousin who would give me shit all the time. He's like, why don't you go work with Anthony? Like, why don't you go help him?
I have a t-shirt for you. I made a t-shirt and some guy took it from me. I posted him the other day, that t-shirt.
Which one?
I made that t-shirt and that guy bought it off me from the boardwalk. He wanted that shirt.
Which one?
It says usually the black sheep of the family becomes the goat. And I had that made, and that guy bought it off me for $10. I posted him on that. You saw that on my Facebook, right?
It's true.
So I'm going to make you a t-shirt.
It makes you want it more.
Yeah.
Especially when somebody you're not going to make it,
No,
and you hear enough, you're like, you know what? I'm going to prove them wrong.
No, there's no way. If I went back to there's no way.
And now you're here and you're loving it.
Oh yeah, and I met her, and my life's amazing. It's like insane to me where I was a year ago and where I'm at now. It all
came into place.
You're where you're supposed to be.
Thankfully.
So you're 27 today.
28
rather.
God.
Where do you see yourself?
I wish I was 27.
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
That is such
Married.
a 1998 question.
I think
Married
this is a
with,
good
married with a couple more children, a huge real estate portfolio, doing public speaking events around the world, being like the Tony Robbins of real estate.
How do you divvy up your time? Like, I understand you're doing this cold calling, you're doing this mastermind, you're, teaching these guys, what works and how to make a dollar. How do you do it all? How do you do the real estate thing and the mastermind thing? How do you do it all?
So the consulting takes up actually delivering me sitting there for an hour or 2 hours coaching. It takes about 3 to 5 hours a week. So I do like mostly group coaching. So that doesn't take up too much of my time. And then like creating content. I have a guy who came into town for 3 days and I'm gonna get 2 months of content, but usually I just film it all on my own. Like at my desk when I'm calling, I'll have my camera going.
Right. So you cold call every day?
No, I haven't. Honestly, I haven't in the last like month because I've been busy with this, and but I now that I have, and I had assistants that I hired, and now they quit and fired. So I'm really big on systems because I hate paperwork. I fucking hate contracts. I'm not scheduling I'm not scheduling the lockbox or the sign or the photos.
But your assistant's doing that now.
Yeah, but they complain and they're too slow. Like they're too so.
It's the hardest position to fill.
I put my girlfriend in the group chat with the assistant. I'm like, Shayna, if one more person asks me about a template or font or color, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna go sell my content and coach. That's it. And she was like, baby, please, like I got it. But it makes me really. So now that those systems are in place, I'll cold call for like an hour and a half, but I'll just circle prospect mostly. I don't do expireds a lot anymore.
See, I don't like this. Like we were having a discussion with Bailey on because I want to start doing cold calling. We had, your gentleman come over. What's his name again? Jack. We had him come out, and it was great, and I think it's something that I think the team would get a lot out of, but I know that the team will not stick to it.
No, I would scream at them.
Yeah,
I would have them on like a drill. I'd be like a drill sergeant, and then also I would break it down mathematically to you because you probably have so many leads that come in through your Instagram or your the internet or your website that you call them once, they don't answer, and then what?
Yeah, well, I get leads. I basically divvy up the leads to certain members of the team thinking who's going to be best fit for that lead. And my problem, and because we're so busy, is I don't follow up with that agent. How did that lead? What happened to that lead? Did I do anything like that? And including you. I give her a lead. I don't follow up with her. I know that she's going to get it done. I'm assuming it's going to get done. And typically,
if something happens with it, I text them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have a lot of trust in her, and that's the problem. The biggest thing is you have to trust because for me, if I give you the job, I don't want to double back. I want to have to ask.
Just let me know when it's finished.
Well,
we're dead.
We're dead.
Well, my issue is that we don't follow up. And that's my biggest issue. And I do that. Listen, I have probably a dozen leads in the last couple of weeks. People call me. I want to look at this house, that house. Let's get something together. Get me an auto search. And a lot of times I do follow up, but sometimes it gets lost in the cracks. And I talk to my assistant, and she's very good about it. But I forget. And that's why I need to do these notifications, these reminders. But I'm very poor with following up. And I think that's a very, very big issue that my business is facing. I think that's one thing that if I could change, it would be the follow-up process.
What was the feedback when Jack came over there? I know you.
I think I was the only one that was like, we should. Because I work for Xerox. I'll cold call all day long.
The problem is I would cold call. We talk about with Bailey I would love to say once a week, I should sit down for an hour or two and do some cold calling. The problem is that I need to find the time to do it. As soon as you have the schedule, all of a sudden something comes up, and I put it to the back burner, and we don't do it.
Yeah.
I finally got our team meeting that we have every Monday, and I'm pretty consistent with that. It's been about 3 months of team meetings, and I'm good with that. But I'm not. Something always happens. You know how it happens. You get a call in the morning. I got a listing appointment here. You're going to drop everything to go to a listing appointment.
Yeah, of course.
But I want to do that cold calling, and I think the team would benefit from doing it. The problem is that they need that extra push, and I'm not there to do that pushing.
Yeah. That's what the way we operate is, because a lot of feedback from the past was I only talk to you twice a week, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's 3 times a week because there's a call on Tuesday in the morning, then there's a call on Tuesday at night, and then Thursday at night.
Okay.
And then there's a whole community that they go into like a Discord chat and they'll live cold call together so they keep their spirits high, they motivate each other. I make everybody on the first class email me all their goals. And so that way, it's not even for me to review it. It's for you to write it down.
It's the responsibility.
And I know when I ask 40 people to do it, only 10 do it.
Right.
Like last night, I asked everybody to do it. It was the first call because we started October's. I had 13 out of 42 people emailed me.
How many people are in the masterclass right now?
42, but I have 500 in the Discord.
And how many of them every month is a new class?
So you can join, like let's say you joined last month. Mm-hmm. September 10th. You would be joining in the middle, so you would get into the Discord immediately. You would get on the weekly call Tuesday, every Tuesday. Then you'd wait. Now we changed it, so you can join in at any time.
Gotcha.
And you can do a month, 3 months, or 6 months. And then I have a little vault, a portal of like videos that I pre-recorded of like cold calling, handling objections, brand building, and blah, 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 blah. And then you also get scripts, and then you get, we host a role play session every day, 7 a.m., and then on Tuesday and Thursday, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. So like if I go, Joe, start cold calling, and you're like, I don't know how to say the script, it's like, okay, 7 a.m., show up tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then you're gonna get, smacked, and then you're gonna watch everybody else do it, and then you'll pair up with somebody that you like and call them after hours. That's what we see happen. Like some of them live locally and they hang out.
Right.
And they've all met through the community.
Right.
And then some people will get, I had a guy get a listing in Sunny Isles the other day. He didn't know how to speak Russian. He went in the Discord, he's like, who speaks Russian? And boom. My girlfriend speaks 5 languages, by the way.
Really?
5
What languages?
Hebrew, English, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian.
Wow.
She's a Swiss Army knife, that one.
Amazing.
We actually got a listing together. She's licensed, but
Okay.
she doesn't really practice, but I called a Spanish lady, and I didn't know what to say, and she was like, just say un momento por favor, I'll come over there, and I was telling her what to say, and she got the deal.
Incredible.
Wow. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see myself here with you.
Hopefully.
No, the plan for
I'll drive you to the airport.
I know you will. The plan for me is for the team to grow and to start being, in Jersey and Florida more. We're trying to make a presence in Jersey, down the shore in the Jersey market. Obviously, continue in Pennsylvania, but this is where I see myself. I have 3 kids. My twins are 15, going to be 16 next month. The little one just turned 11. They got some time left in school. Hopefully, one of them. They all want to go into real estate, so they say. So if one of them go to real estate, I'm sure they're going to want to be in real estate here.
Yeah.
And that'll be an easier, transition into Florida. But hopefully here. I'm 46 next month, or this month actually.
You don't look it at all.
Well, thank you.
And one is mature.
And hopefully Loretta will join me. I try to get her to get her license. Maybe you need to join Anthony's mastermind class.
We're working on it.
Yeah? We need to get your license in here. It's a different vibe here. It's a different market.
Yeah, it's
here.
different, and like you said, a lot of the agents are slow. They have this like European kind of like flow where it's beach, relax, don't call me before 9 a.m. But when you realize that, like Dana White made a video, this generation, like my generation or younger, if you're a savage just remotely, you'll stand out and get business because a lot of people don't work. They don't work hard or answer or will I'll drop everything I'm doing on a Sunday to go accommodate a showing.
That's the way things have to be.
And even if I don't want to, and if it's it's the one Sunday I was planning on not working, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like you got to do what you have to do, and that's why we're
successful.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Loretta, you have anything else for Mr. Nucci?
No, you told me you wanted to ask all the important questions, and I acquiesced, so I have nothing to say now.
Okay. You're done? We're done here?
He's like, I'm asking all the good questions.
Where do you live? You live in Aventura?
No, I'm in Hollywood.
You're in Hollywood, okay.
Yeah.
So are you focusing your attention more towards, this area?
I want to target Golden Beach, like Eastern Shores, and then go into the islands soon, like Venetian, Star, Hibiscus, Palm. But that and grow the consulting. It's hard because it's like, what hat do I wear?
I was going to say,
Who's your right hand? Do you got a right hand? Aside of
those 2 19-year-olds run the entire consulting business. Grant's 21. Shayna wears all hats. But if you ask them, like I just am really good at delegating, and it was hard for me because if you text me because I'm younger and I have that, like if my mom texts me and I don't respond in 2 minutes, she's like, really, you can't answer me? And I'm like,
she's got to call 911. Yeah, because then.
But if you understand when you're a leader and 20 people hit you at one time and you're at a listing appointment, you get out, I feel like overwhelmed. I'm like, holy shit, I just missed 2 or 3 calls. I have 25 text messages, and then you realize half of them figured it out on their own.
Of course.
So I tell them all the time, I'm like, if you guys have a question, if someone's signing up and they have to split it into 2 payments, or it's $1,500 and they only have $1,400, just don't ask me. Just
make it happen.
Make it happen, please. And don't tell me no. And don't tell me it's not possible. If we can fly a plane in the sky with 300 people in it, and we can build a fucking building like this with diamond cut windows and glass, and Elon Musk can charge your car from a fucking satellite. You know he can charge the car with it through like software.
Right?
My buddy has a Tesla. He ran out of battery. There was no chargers. They zapped 20%. Do not tell me you can't get a contract signed. I don't give a I don't care. You're wasting my time complaining and bitching and this. I had an assistant. She's like, if you want this done, email this email. If you want this done, email this email. I'm like, no. You're supposed to make my life easier.
It's too complicated.
Yeah, so that's it. Get it done.
You have to get it done. Well,
Get her done.
Get her done.
Get her done.
You're from Michigan. Get her done.
Get her done.
What else do we have now?
I'm overwhelmed. I think. Listen, there's a lot of information. I mean,
Michelle, are you still there, Michelle?
What was that?
she wants a Bentley plug.
I know. It's when my girlfriend wears those sunglasses. I just kind of want to spank somebody. Anyways. So where can we find Josephbograd on every single social media platform?
On on YouTube, we have on TikTok, we have on Instagram, we have on Facebook.
Same handle, same name?
Bograd Experience and Josephbograd on Facebook.
Bograd Experience. Do you hear that? The Nucci Experience. I might have to
like
coin that.
I like the Nucci. So one of my clients, maybe like 7-8 years ago, he basically just, I thank you for this experience. He's like, this has been really, truly a Bograd experience. And it just clicked.
I love that.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
And it just kind of came to play, you know. So that's why we made the handle Bograd Experience on Instagram. But you know, it's a work in progress, just like anything else. We're very fortunate, and I'm happy to be here. And I really appreciate you coming down to, or me coming over to us to do this podcast.
No, it's an honor. Honestly, when I told everyone that you invited me, they were all freaking out, and I was like, dude, this is. No, I swear to God,
You're just
like,
gonna add to his head.
No, hey, let it get to your head. You deserve it. You work your ass off, and you're a fucking mogul. I want to have you next time. I want to host.
Well, consider it done. I want to do. If we can reciprocate, make money together, you know, help each other out, help each other up.
Dude, I'm your guy. When you're not here and you need something done, you can count on me.
Okay.
And if I have a lead that I'm going to send in any one of those northeastern little states, you're going to get.
What? You're with Douglas Elliman, right?
I'm with Douglas Elliman.
So why Douglas Elliman? Can I ask this?
Because because I just didn't feel confident cold calling with a smaller name or a different name.
You needed the
like
backup.
Respectfully, I couldn't call and say I'm with Remax in Miami. They wouldn't take me.
So this is my question to you, because I have this conversation with my dad very often, because my dad, his whole claim to fame was his dream was to be a Remax realtor, let alone own a Remax agency. But nowadays, it's irrelevant who you're with. I think
now it doesn't matter, because like Goldstein and like you, it doesn't matter. Like I get it done. Look at my track record. It doesn't matter what brokerage I'm with.
So, but the thing is, I've lost some listings in my neck of the woods when they hear, oh, you're with Remax. Well, Remax doesn't sell houses like this. I'm like, guys, you're not hiring Remax. You're hiring me.
Yeah.
My umbrella's Remax. And I'm curious to know, if you go to a listing appointment here for a house in Golden Beach that's 7, 8, 9 million, are you going to get it if you're not with Douglas Elliman?
I think it's a big,
I think it's an internal objection. Right, because I was going to join Alex Goldstein.
So funny thing is, I reached out to him too when I got my license. I was
to do a pod.
No, to join his team, and he wanted to meet with me a couple times because he started following me right away, and I like him. I respect him. He's a fucking killer.
Yeah,
I like
he goes
him
to my gym. We talk all the time.
Yeah, and I like him. I felt that, why should I join him? I'm not ready yet. I want to get myself grounded here, get my feet wet. So originally my buddy, we opened up an office here together, my buddy Neil. And he thought this was going to be, oh, Joe will do a deal here once. And all of a sudden I'm doing like 6, 7 deals. He said, Joe, I don't have an escrow account. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do right now? I'm like, he's like, Joe, just do your own thing. I'm not, then I was like, look, I have to hang my license somewhere. So I went to locations. So that my license with the locations to this day. But I wanted to open it
here.
Yeah, it's a locations.
We'll talk. She got her broker's license too, because we have a massive plan.
Okay.
Because I'm teaching all these kids, they're putting up hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm not getting anything from it other than a one-time fee.
So this is a thing that we've talked about.
Why don't we take over Florida? We have to sit down and talk.
We should talk, because I have some ideas, because I have an idea that we'll talk about after when we get off camera as well. It would only make logical sense, because where I'm at right now, they do nothing for me.
And that'll conclude episode 9 of the Dirty Broom Raw Experience. What is it called?
It was a true pleasure having you on the Boom Room Unfiltered. Episode 9.
Seriously.
I hope we can do some business together. I think we will. Loretta, I thank you also for joining us here. It's been a pleasure. And I thank you, Michelle.
Go Italian.
Thank you for having us here at the Bentley
Michelle.
Residences.
I'm in charge.
And that's it.
Yes.
Cut.